what happened to my leg on Wednesday. For those of you who have reached out, who have sent their love, sent their prayers, I sincerely appreciate it. I am overwhelmed with gratitude by all of the messages of love and support and prayers and offers of help. It's been awesome, eye-opening about how many people actually do care about me. It's nice to know. So Wednesday this past week, coming off the heels of an incredible trip to Las Vegas with my wife, Kendra, we were going to talk all about that on our podcast. Of course, we missed a nice little snow dump and frigid temperatures. We weren't sad that we missed that, but when we got back, we did get dumped with another like 16 inches of snow. So thank God, snow blow and plow ourselves out. But Wednesday morning, 15 degrees. I'm training for a rec marathon right now. This would be my 4th year in a row doing it for the tough full marathon with 40 pounds on my back. So I'm out there running my dog in the frigid temps with 40 pounds on my back, and I get through the whole loop with him, crossing the street over by my daughter's school. I slip on the ice. Right foot goes out in front of me. My left foot stays behind my body, and I land rucksack and full body weight, leg and ankle. And I hear a huge pop, and my leg slides back on my back. And I know immediately something horrific happened. I'm a little bit afraid to look, and I look at my right foot, and it is completely sideways on my body. And I think I yelled out pretty loud, not out of pain, but out of like just disappointment in myself. And of course, this people of Good Samaritans in the neighborhood, a lovely woman, and actually the superintendent of all schools in Danvers came to my rescue, and they were awesome. They wanted to offer to walk my dog home, to try to get my wife. We called her, and I'm like literally 5 minutes from my house. And the guy from across the street called 911, which for me, like, I didn't want to take an ambulance. I didn't hit my head. I wasn't unconscious. And I knew that I just was able to, get together with Kendra, we could make a game plan. I didn't necessarily want to go straight to the emergency room. So, and this is all coming through very clear to me right in the moment with all my adrenaline. And they're all freaking out. And guy holds my hand, and I do get up on my left leg and pops right back into socket. And that was a big relieving moment because I knew then my leg is not sticking through the skin, not bleeding out. I don't think that this is like, an emergency where I need to be in the back of an ambulance. I wanted to be able to advocate for myself and make decisions. And the guy who called the ambulance was adamant that I waited and went with the ambulance. I was like, listen, dude, like I don't need to do that. I'm going to try to get hold of my wife. She's around the corner. It's fine. Lo and behold, the fire truck pulls up, and I'm expecting my brother-in-law to jump out. He wasn't with that team, but ironically, the guy knew who I was. He was like, do you want me to call Mark? I was like, no, but could you call my wife in hopes she'd pick up on the second phone call? So we call her. I was like, yep, Kendra, I fractured my ankle. I'm laying on the side of the street here. Can you come get me? And she's like, oh my God. So she pulls up right away because she was still at home actually. And because I was like, Huckleberry was with me. There's a big scene. I was like, I just let my wife pick me up. So I get in the car, load Huckleberry up. We go like pull up to the driveway and start to make a game plan. My wife, being the incredible saint she is, went inside, made me breakfast, took the dog in while I made a game plan of where to go. Decided we were going to go locally to an emergency, like not the emergency room at the hospital, but it was more of a traumatic, like ER walk-in. We get x-rays, and sure enough, my leg's fractured, traumatic dislocation, and it's going to require surgery. So they immediately hooked me up with an orthopedic appointment, and I was actually scheduled for surgery the next day. It was went working incredibly fast. Now, the challenge was I didn't get to meet with the surgeon yet. I was like, listen, could you have him call me first? What I knew about the surgery is that there's a couple different ways that they do it with screws and with lassos and different methodologies they've used. So I wanted to know this guy's approach, which the guy did call me. But in the meantime, we made an appointment with another orthopedist who was a family referral to actually get 2 hours. The meeting with the guy who was a referral went really well. Super impressed with his body of work. He's a vet, and he was a traumatic surgeon for the Army and Navy, and team doc for some of the professional sports teams. Loved his approach. I was like, I'm going with you. My surgery last Thursday. The only bummer is my surgery is not scheduled till this upcoming Thursday. So, and what it's going to be an ankle stabilization, where they're going to hopefully reattach the deltoid ligament, which is the ligament on the inside, because it was a traumatic inversion sprain. Sometimes the deltoid ligament isn't completely torn. I have a feeling mine is, but they're going to have to use lasso, which they go through the bones of the fibula and tibia, and they tighten them up to try to minimize the disruption of the syndesmosis, which is the tissue that holds your leg bones together, and try to create as much stability of the ankle as possible, because I do want to return to running, jumping, lifting, and a lot of people. So this is my immediate challenge for myself physically. Though mentally, it is a place that I didn't think if this happened even 5 years ago, I would have been in a completely. And here's the reasons. Number one is because I've put in the work in my marriage. And this has by far been the most rewarding work that I've ever put in, just to create such an incredible friendship, bond, and support system with my wife. She's going to be taking care of me hand and foot here. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've been laid up, like literally laid up. I can't even stand on my own 2 feet. I can't go to work. I can barely do anything for myself, which is very humbling for me, especially, who's a very physically capable person and very proud of that. So the work that I put in the relationship with my wife, because the strain I'm putting us right now is tremendous. And had we not been in a really good spot, it would have not gone well. Number two, the work that I put in my business to make it so it doesn't rely solely on me. And I do have an incredible team. I'm so grateful for my ability to be able to step out of the practice, and for my patients who are amazing, who understand what I'm going through, who are going to, my doc who's there for now until I get back, and for it to continue to operate and produce while I'm not there. It's just an incredible blessing and a testament to the work that we put in, especially since COVID, to really make it a practice who serves more people and is more sustainable and more systematic and more of an actual business. And I'll get to that one in a minute. I have more to talk about with that. And number three, possibly the most important. I know I said my marriage was the most important, but now that I really think about it, my faith in God, my ability to put things into perspective for the work that I've done with plant medicine, and I'm just on my personal headspace. And I would not be in this place of gratitude, and I would not be in this place where I'm looking at this as a blessing. Now, I don't want to sound cliche that, everything happens for a reason, and, God puts these challenges in front of us for us to grow, which is true. But truly, I was literally at a scaling workshop with Kendra last weekend. We went to acquisitions.com and paid Alex Hermosi's team a lot of money to show us our primary case back to be able to grow. I'm the reason that the business is where it's at right now. And it's, I'm very happy. I'm in a great place. And really what's holding us back is me, in my identity as this athlete and this guy who puts a lot of stock into how he looks, feels, and performs, and what he's able to do for people as a chiropractor. And this holds us back in many ways. It holds me back as a business owner, because I am not really a CEO of my business. I'm just, I'm the leader of my business and I'm the owner of the business, but I'm also working in the business a lot. And for me to be able to free myself up to be able to spend more time with my daughter, for me to spend more time with my wife, and we're already thinking about that. We're already moving that direction. And this is going to put it on a faster timeline. There is no good time to ever like do things that are hard, whether it's to have a family, whether it's to start a business, whether it's to scale a business. So this is God's way of just putting it in my face and saying, listen, you step up or you shut the. So it's going to require me to step up and change who I am and step into a new identity that isn't just Dr. Ryan as the chiropractor, Dr. Ryan as the athlete, but Dr. Ryan, who is somebody who's going to become a great leader, teacher, and trainer and a CEO of a business, and to continue to scale my business and grow it so we can employ more people and so we can serve more people. And so I can free myself up to, do the other things that God has called me to do. So that's where my headspace is at with this. I am filled with gratitude with all of the support and love that we've received. I'm, about what this is going to do for me rather than sit and wallow in pity and what this is doing to me. I had my little pity party the day of and the day after, and I'm done. It's just all about moving forward. I'm looking forward to getting the surgery done, to rehab, to make the changes in my business that are required, and for me to, continue to grow my life. And it's so exciting to me to to just never be at. I think that this is the exciting part of life, is that you're never there. There's always more. There's always a next level. There's always growth to be had. And sometimes it happens through struggle and through difficult times. And other times it happens from learning from others. And if I could be an inspiration to help others, other business owners, whether you're a chiropractor or not, to help you learn from my mistakes, is don't wait to scale. Don't wait to build your business to be sellable. What is the ultimate goal of business? Well, it's to grow something that becomes, profitable and is valuable, that helps a shit ton of people. And why not give it your all? And if you want to give it your all, and listen, you only get one shot at this. And I don't want to get to 20 years from now and say, man, I wish I would have just stepped up and thrown the chips in and really bet on myself. Right? Fuck it. Right? Build something that is sustainable, that is sellable, that is bulletproof, recession proof. And in order to do that, you have to grow as a person, because your business is a reflection of who you are. It will never outgrow who you currently are operating as. And if you become elite, documenting, demonstrating, and then training and teaching and delegating, then there's no reason that you can't build something great. And if you're able to build something great, then you can duplicate that. And those skills are transferable, right? And you can do great things with that, with those skill sets. And I want to be able to do that. Yeah, I want to be able to experience that. And yeah, if I could give some advice to other people to like traumatically dislocate and fracture your leg, is like, make sure you have guardrails that if shit happens to you, your family's not fucked, right? Build your business so it doesn't rely on you, right? Have disability insurance, right? Have those safeguards that allow you to have margin, right? Have savings. Build that margin and space for these times where you have to step back and learn and grow, right? Don't make them stressors that you have to get through to get back to where you once were. So anyways, thanks for listening to my story. I appreciate all the love and support that has been poured out. Yeah, I'm just so grateful for everybody. And yeah, I'll be documenting, by the way, the recovery process, through this traumatic injury, to hopefully, give people some value as far as like, if you're trying to heal from injury, or you injure yourself, you're trying to get back to healing as fast as humanly possible. I'll be documenting some things that I'll be doing myself, as far as like, nutrition, rehab protocols, the types of tools that I have in my office, such as tissue regenerative technologies, also supplementation, peptides, hormone optimizations, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be sharing some interesting stuff about that with my journey. So look forward to tuning in, and thank you guys once again. Love you all. Talk soon.